Hey guys, Oshale here. Alright, let's chat. I want to talk about book buying and just some things I've been thinking about on how you or we can really use your money wisely and kind of control your book buying and not have your book buying control you. First, when book buying, you want to ask yourself 3 essential questions. Number 1, is it necessary? Number 2, is it needed? And number 3, will I regret it? As in, will I regret it if I do not purchase this? Let me explain. Number 1, is it necessary? By necessary, I mean, is this necessary for me to read right now? Is this on my TBR? Is this a book that I've been highly anticipating? Is this a novel that I have been dying to read and been looking for a deal, and I just found it and I can afford it and I finally want to get my hands on it? That's what I mean by is it necessary. Things that also fall into the is it necessary category are books that are part of a series that you are currently reading and you need to get your hands on the next book because you just finished the previous one. Number 2, is it needed? By needed, I mean, do you need to own this book? Could you just borrow it from the library and be okay and read it and move on with your life? What are the odds that you're going to reread this book? That's what I mean by is it needed. I feel that a lot of us on BookTube, especially those of us that watch a lot of haul videos, when you watch a haul video, it kind of makes you want to buy books. And more than anything, especially if you're watching someone whose channel you really like and you really enjoy their personality, their endorsement of a particular novel can really heighten your desire to want to read it. If it's a book you've never heard before, or even if it's a book that is different from what you usually read, what your usual reading tastes are, they can get you so excited about this particular book because of their own excitement that you feel this sudden urge and this need to just go get that book right now.
Yeah. What up, girl? Yeah.
That's why for the whole is it needed question, you have to know yourself. You have to know what books you love no matter what. You have to know what's seasonal reading, like what's, something that you're just into right now at this moment in your life and it's kind of a passing fancy, or what topics that you're currently interested in but you're not sure that you're going to be interested in them in like a year or 3 years or even in a few months. You have to know what your reading buzzwords are. And by reading buzzwords, I mean when you hear these words in a synopsis for a novel, it makes you want to go get it immediately. Like, do you like pirate books? Do you like books about thieves? Do you like mermaid books? Do you like vampire novels? Do you like crime or horror? Or what are the buzzwords that when you hear them in a synopsis, when someone mentions them in a book review, you are just like, yes, I love that. That is what I love. I want to buy that book. And finally, will I regret this? And what I mean by that is, will I regret not purchasing this? Which always kind of ties back to money and finances and budgeting. And you have to ask yourself, if I don't buy this book, will I wake up tomorrow and be really regretting my decision? And that usually happens when you've just found a deal that is just amazing. Maybe you found this book that you've been wanting forever at a used bookstore at an amazing price, or somewhere a bookstore or online retailer is having a huge sale, or you have a coupon or something. It's usually budget and money related, and it's more like, it seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity type thing. Like, if you don't take up this deal and take the offer, you don't know if it's going to come around again. On the flip side of will I regret this is, of course, will I regret buying this book or this huge order of books? Will I look at my bank statement and be hitting myself in the face? Don't literally hit yourself in the face. But will I literally be angry at myself because I wasted money, or I didn't have the money, or I had other responsibilities like bills or other things that take priority over buying books this month, and I shouldn't have done that? Then don't do it. The bottom line is, Yes, we do want to live each day like it's our last. We want to live to the fullest and take advantage of every opportunity. But tomorrow is another day. And if you have a cart full of books, or you're standing in the line at Barnes & Noble, or at your local used bookstore or local independent bookstore with some books in your hands, and you're looking at yourself and you're looking down at the books and you're thinking, and you know you've already spent a lot of money on books recently. I mean, come on, tomorrow is another day. Next month, next week, you know, you can wait. It can wait. Those books can wait. And we're going to be optimistic, and we're going to go on the idea that you are going to live to the next opportunity that you will have to purchase those books. However, don't beat yourself up about wanting to buy books. If you've tried to curtail your book buying, if you've put yourself on multiple book bans and it's just not working, I think you really have to know what season of life you're in. And obviously, as long as you're not hurting yourself financially or emotionally, or you're not compensating for some emotional deep hole, and it's not like you're not a shopaholic and it's not, you know, an actual problem, I think you just have to give yourself some slack and just let it be. For example, I've been buying a lot of books recently because that's just the season I'm in right now. I spent 2.5 years of my life not buying one single book. Physical book. I spent money on ebooks, you know, because they were cheap. And a lot of times I got free ebooks, but I never bought physical books because I was determined to save that money. And, you know, I was doing a whole lifestyle thing. That's another video. But now I've decided to start buying books again, and I've just been going crazy, but I've been loving it, and I've been allowing myself to do it. A, because I can afford it, and B, because I can afford it. Seriously, affording it is really important. And I'm able to take care of all my other priorities and still have extra money to splurge on books. And also because that's just where I'm at right now. I want to buy books. I want to. So I'm doing it. Lastly, I will just say that buying and owning books is a privilege. A lot of times I think that in the first world, we don't understand what a privilege it is and how expensive books are. And that's why you really have to ask yourself, am I a collector? Do I like to collect and own the books that I read? And if you find yourself not rereading a lot of the books on your shelves, and you kind of find yourself doing unhauls a lot, or giving away a lot of books, or donating a lot of books to the library and to friends and family, or even reselling books that you bought, that's when I think you really have to really stop and take a careful look at your book buying habits and really try to ascertain if you are a collector. Because people who collect books, you take a pleasure out of that. It's almost like a hobby. It's something that you enjoy. You enjoy owning your own books. You enjoy reading books that you personally have purchased and own and know it's going to live on your shelves forever. And sometimes you'll reread a lot of them, and sometimes you won't, and you're okay with that. Or is it just this money pit, and it's just this bottomless pit that you're throwing money into, and you're never going to reread these books, and you're giving them away years later and donating them years later, and you're just wasting your money, and you just really need to get a library card. So that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about how to control your book buying habits, your own personal book buying habits, and how you just feel about this whole topic. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.